excited to share some updates with you guys. First and foremost is that I turned 40. I feel very excited. If I had known that 40 was going to look and feel this good, I would have reached for it a lot sooner. Genuinely, I remember my dad turning 40. They had a big party for him, and I just remember them all being so old. Not like old people, but just so much older than me that like 40 was this unattainable thing. And so now to be here, I'm like, yes, look at what I'm doing with my life. I love this life. I love this life. And I'm going to share some things today, and I'm going to teach you some tools today, and we're going to do some experience live and in real time. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. I'll continue to celebrate all month. It's just chocolate milk every day. So I took the week off, which was super fun. Just side note, that's not the primary teaching today, but guys, take time off. Those of you that are entrepreneurs, it can be so easy to let your business, which of course is your purpose and your passion, just take over. Taking time off is essential, even when your work is your life purpose. It's not about taking time off in the way that we do or we did when we were doing work that we hated and wanted to avoid. It's different. The energetics are different. This is more like you deserve to, and frankly, your business deserves to have you take rest. Take time to completely decompress when you're not trying to think about anything, not trying to make anything happen. Every time I do this, my team steps up in new ways. It's like I have to actually take myself out of the way in order for them to have the space to really shine in the way that they're ready to. So it's useful for your team. It's useful for your business. It's of course useful for you. And I'll be honest, I was a little anxious about it. I was like, what am I going to do with this time? I don't know. I love my work so much. I don't fully know what I'm going to do. Well, I did two significant things. Actually, that's not true. I did three significant things. The first thing is that I got on the water, which I love. We stayed here in LA, little staycation vacation, and I got out on the ocean a couple times, and it was phenomenal. So that was really valuable. I look at it every day. It's like my heart. This ocean is my heart, this shining, sparkling, magnificent glory of this vast world. I love the mystery that I get to see every day. So to get and interact with it in new ways was really juicy. The second thing that I did was begin engaging in what apparently a lot of people are currently engaging in, which is working with houseplants. My whole space is covered. I went a little bonkers. Really fell in love with the process of getting my hands in the dirt and seeing green things everywhere and like studying where they're growing and getting excited about new kinds of plants I didn't know existed. It's been really fun. The third thing, and this is going to take us into our teaching today. The third thing is that kind of unexpectedly, Shri and I signed a lease for a new house. So 2 weeks ago, we didn't know that we were moving. Now everything is set. Dates are set. New lease is signed. Notice is given. September 15th, we're moving into the new spot. And so I thought that it would be really valuable for a couple of reasons to share what I've learned about myself, about growth, and about creating the life of our dreams. Like really when I talk always about creation and creating things that matter to you, creating wealth that matters to you, creating a business and a life that matters to you that really lines up for you. Today I want to talk about like the superlative version of that. Like truly the life of your dreams, the house of your dreams, the clients of your dreams, the lover of your dreams, the wealth of your dreams, like whatever the most extreme version is. Hey, Bryce, I want you to really tune into that for a moment. And if you're inspired by the house thing, just focus on the house because I'll use my house to concretely talk about this today. You got it? This vision, this house vision, this life vision, the dream. Like What would it look like for it to just like blow your socks off, blow the roof off? Like, this is the best, the most amazing. Like, you would feel like you'd won at life. Can you feel it? Yeah, Chloe, I feel you feeling it. Erica, I feel you feeling it. Brittany, Anu, yes. Yes. Rihanna, yes. Maybe even like, how much vacation do you take in this dream life? My vacation days have just increased. Next year on my birthday, I'm taking 2 weeks off. So here's, yes, Dorte, yes. Here is, I'll give away the teaching, then we'll talk about it in concrete specifics. In order to create this vision, this dream that you just found, that you just dropped into, you have to step into the version of yourself that has that, lives that, experiences that now. And that stepping into is by definition uncomfortable because you haven't done it before and because your subconscious can tell you that it's not real because you're doing it in your mind. This is what it means to use your mind to create your life. Okay, like this is a skill set. We learned it when we were in kindergarten. We were encouraged to use our imagination. This is how we use our imagination as adults. So when your subconscious comes in, that's not real. You don't know that you can do that. Whatever naysaying it's doing, just like, yeah, I know. Just sit in the back seat. Get in the back of the car. Play with your toys. There's a Game Boy back there. Get on it. Let me tell you a little bit about my story. This place that we've been living in for the last a little over 2 years is for sure a dream for us. This is our dream. And I'll speak for myself. This was my dream. Sri can talk about his dream in his own life. But this was my dream, to live right on the ocean, to see it from my office, from my home, and from my bedroom every day, all day. That's what I wanted. I knew it would change my life. I may tell you the story. I think I will tell you the story about the fiasco that we went through to go through that, because it did not work smoothly because of exactly what I'm teaching you today. But we found it. We've been here. Great. Loving it. We're ready for an upgrade. We're ready for more. We kind of need more. Home is really about, and as we've gone deeper, we've really do we want a second space? Do we want a whole new space? What do we want? And I was like, Shri, don't you think we should make a vision board? That's what we did last time. Don't you think we should do that before we go look at property? And he was like, no, let's just go look. It'll help us. Just looking will help us. So we went out. We saw 3 places. This was 2 Saturdays ago. 2.5 maybe. And one of the places, we liked all of them, and they're all kind of spectacular. But one of them was really this might be really good. Did a little more research. Turns out that the unit above that unit was available. And suddenly this new vision came in. A vision we hadn't considered before, which was to have an entire building. Here we are, Marina Del Rey. This is like Los Angeles, one of the most important epicenters of the world. When I say important, I just mean it's central city. Urban centers in the world are packed. Property right on the beach is at a premium, both because it's expensive. There's just not that much of it. To have our own building that's in our budget, that we actually want to use, the whole thing, very, very rare. Most of the buildings on this strip of beach are large condominiums, right, with lots of different units. So this was like, whoa, we hadn't even thought of it. We hadn't even registered that this could be an option. And it landed like nectar. Like, imagine what it would be like to listen to our music, scream at each other when we're angry, throw shit, break shit, whatever we want to do, like freak out in the privacy of our own home, knowing that our neighbors are not going to hear us. I mean, we still have, right, neighbors, like traditional neighbors. But right now we can hear our neighbors when they snore, right? Like we're in real close quarters. So energetically feels totally, totally different. Hi, Kate, welcome. And it turns out that this space has all the things on it that our vision board from 2.5 years ago has. So we didn't really need to do another vision board. This is the next level. And here's where it gets interesting and super important for you guys. Both Shri and I knew, like recognized in this space, the opportunity. And both of us felt like it was a no. We kind of traded off. One of us felt like it was a no, then the other one felt like it was a no. Back and forth, back and forth. And what we realized is that in order to feel the truth of what this space held for us, we actually couldn't even feel the yes without stepping into a future version of ourselves. It's huge, guys. We live in a 2-bedroom plus. I'm in my loft right now. This is kind of a half bedroom, you could say. 2-bedroom, what do we have? 3-bath, right on the beach. Condo. It's beautiful, so beautiful. The place we're moving into, duplex. 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, floor-throughs, 2 of them. I mean, it's enormous. The whole thing. It's like exponentially more. So we were tempted to not say yes to this opportunity, even though it lines up. The people that live in the space that we're going to move into are different people than the people that we've been. Are y'all getting what I'm putting down? Are you hearing me? Is this making sense? Drop me a little emoji in the chat. Let me know that you're picking up what I'm putting down, that this is resonating. This is a really important part. I'm going to say it a third time. Make sure the transmission is coming through. The people that live in our next dream home are different people than we are. Not different like it's not us, not like not ourselves. They are more us. They're the next version of us. They're the expanding version of us. They are an us that we want to be. It's just unfamiliar. It's a big growth. It's a big change. It's not the default setting. Yes, Olga, with different potential. We will make different decisions in that space. We will have different events in that space. We will relate to our home differently. I will live in one space and work in the other. We will relate to money differently. Like one of the things that's come up, in order to say yes to this, I had to make a new commitment to raise my standard around feeling not just financially confident, but to feel deeply grateful and excited every time I spend money and every time I make money. Every time. when I get overcharged, when I miss the good deal, when I pay too much for gas. We have a Tesla now, we don't buy gas, but like to feel great and grateful every financial interaction. Because otherwise, I will use this new space and the increased rent to scare myself and live in fear all the time. And I have no interest in that. No interest in that. And I want to grow. I want to keep growing. And it's kind of wild. Like, how does a CEO of a 7-figure business, what does it look like for that person to keep growing? That's the new edge for me. There's always another edge. It's never going to stop. I'm never going to get to the point where I'm like, oh, good. I'm just going to rest on my laurels now. I'm done growing. Nah. Look at all these plants. You think they're just going to stop growing? No. They're going to keep reaching. And then they're going to die. I mean, eventually we'll all die. But as long as I'm here alive, I'm going big, y'all. So I wanted to share with you that this is uncomfortable for me too. Saying yes to this growth is uncomfortable. I'm excited. I'm confident. I'm hopeful. Shri and I are using it to connect more, to go deeper. We're feeling good about it. And it's fucking terrifying. Who are these people? Who are these people that live like that? People already think I'm an alien. Now we're going to do this. People are going to think we're totally nuts. They're going to think we're nuts. All right. We are. In the best way, we are wild. Wild. Wild for growth. I want you to take away from this story. Anu, I love that. And yes, Kate, I want the feng shui of what's happening is really important. I'm excited to talk with you more about that. I want you to take away from this story that you will never stop growing, that no matter how successful you become, you will have more growth edges coming, that no matter how successful you perceive other people to be, if you're doing that self-comparison game, they have growth edges that they're encountering. We're in that ride together. We're on the same trip together in that way. We're on the same trip in that way. So when you see everybody, whether it's Barack Obama or Donald Trump or Oprah Winfrey or Jesse Johnson or Erica Matos or Anu Tillman or Chloe Hutchinson, when you look at each other that you're like, yep, doing the same thing. All here growing, all here doing our best to light the fire of transformation and get free. And the sooner you can get all in to your own life of growth, the easier the moment that I'm in right now will be when you get there, because you've done it before many times. If you think at any level that you're going to get to a point where the growth is going to stop and you're going to be done feeling uncomfortable, you're setting yourself up for a lot of misery and suffering. And you'll slow yourself down. You will block the things that you really want to create in your life. Because the creation of the new things requires growth. Hey, Ronnie. And growth is uncomfortable, especially when you do it big and fast. But that's what makes it so fun. So that's the first part of the teaching. The second part of the teaching is how you choose to grow. And I'm going to use my own story to paint a little foil for you, a little comparison. So I'm going to tell you what not to do, which is what I did the last time, and I'm going to tell you what to do, which is what we did this time. So last time, over 2 years ago, we made this beautiful list. We did great, by the way. Like the what not to do, we did a lot of things great the last time. Hey, Nico. We made a vision board. We got real specific about what we wanted. We did it together, so we were like really on the same page and had our energy lined up. And I think we were deep. I know I was. I'll speak for myself. I was deeply on the fence about whether or not we could have everything on our list. So we looked at all kinds of stuff that we knew wasn't going to fit the mark. We probably looked at 40 houses. And as some of you know, we ended up saying yes to a house over in Venice. Beautiful house, met many of the requirements, but was in the middle of Venice. It was not looking at the beach. And put down over $30,000 for first, last, security. And then like 2 days later, I went to Big Sur for the first time with my coach, Marla, at the time, and realized that I had made a mistake. That I had made, I don't want to say mistake, but like I had chosen a house that I didn't actually want to live in. And in my unfolding expansion, still on the fence, can I have what I want? I created a lot of dissonance. So we lost that money. They wouldn't give it back to us. Right? I made the decision and I paid for that decision. And I don't feel bad about that now, but I did at the time. At the time, it felt terrible. Are you kidding? $30,000 just got to say goodbye? What? And now we don't have a house to live in, and it feels like we're fighting with these like people. We just paid them 2 days ago. Why aren't they willing to give us? Okay. This is a little micro lesson. This is what it means to sign a contract. You say you're going to pay something, you're on the hook for it. All right. I got the lesson. Thank you. Then we went into another search because now we knew, okay, not only is that not our house, but now we can't, if we were going to compromise and say yes to something that wasn't a perfect fit, we should have just said yes to the house that we already paid for. Now we can't compromise. So raise the standards. That's the powerful part. I'm actually tuning into this right now for the first time. The fact that we lost that $30,000+ is why I personally was able to raise my standard, that I wasn't going to compromise again because I'd already paid for the compromise. So why would I do it again? That's really important. If I hadn't lost the money, maybe I would have raised the standards, but I'm not sure. Hey, Sarah. So that was way more money than I had lost in my life. Maybe still. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of money to just say goodbye to. What did I get for that? I didn't get a house. It was just gone. What I got from that was the experience. I have to trust what I want. I teach, I preach, I believe in no compromise. Well, no compromise, Jesse Johnson. So we went through a whole process then of looking for places just on this little strip of beach. We looked at a couple places further out, the Palisades in Santa Monica, but it was like the wrong feel. So we knew that this Marina Peninsula was the only spot for us. And we looked at all kinds of places that were just very strange. Like they had the view that I wanted, but they were bizarre houses. And so again, creating this struggle. And feeling frankly kind of ashamed of everything, ashamed that I had said yes to this house and that I had lost this money, ashamed that we hadn't found the house. Now we were staying at a friend's in between our old lease and this new house we didn't have. I was really starting to freak out, and had a conversation with another one of my coaches at the time, Ken Blackman. And he helped me understand something very important about where I was still sacrificing. I was still sacrificing, and it was causing the struggle. We cleaned up that sacrifice, which I can tell you about later. Cleaned up that sacrifice and literally in 30 minutes, found this place, scheduled the visit, and 24 hours later, I had signed the lease. So I'm saying this because that experience was the pinnacle of my understanding just how true the no compromise principle actually is. You can't really be wishy-washy about it. Like if you're playing the no compromise game, you gotta go for it all the way. And when you do that, things line up and they line up immediately. Immediately. We moved in like a week and a half after. It happened super fast. What changed? I stopped compromising. I had to be honest with myself about what I really wanted. There was a piece that I wasn't being honest about. There was a piece that I was trying to take care of Shri. It was a codependency. He hadn't asked me to do it. I was doing it anyway. And it was mucking up the energy. So I had to clean it up. And I literally instantaneously, as I cleaned up my own codependency and took responsibility for what I actually wanted and was willing to share that with Srikala, the house was here. They literally put it on the market in that moment. So very, very powerful moment. And we've been living here in the house of our dreams ever since 2 years, June 9th. So now we're 2 years and a couple months. When we decided to look for this new space, we talked about, okay, we're going to let this be easy. Great question, Tina. I'll come back to that. We're going to let this be easy. Easy. We're not going to compromise, and we're going to have fun. And that's exactly what we did, which is why we didn't even know we were moving. And a week and a half later, we had signed a new lease for a place beyond our wildest dreams. That we're now going to, we got a minute, but as COVID continues, we will be building this space, preparing the dance studio and the sound healing room and the workspace for our group workshops, as well as building our home. So that when the pandemic is really kind of on its way out, we have a space to bring y'all. We're setting it up for you. So that's a little final piece that I'll just plant the seed around, that so much of the growth that you're being called to, the opportunities that are being presented to you that challenge you to step into a bigger, stronger, more powerful version of yourself, those opportunities, sometimes they are coming from the people you're here to serve. They are coming from your mission in this life, your vision in this life, which it should never be against you, of course, but sometimes it's like beyond you. Like you're being called to do more than even you understand or would choose for yourself. Tina's question was, how did you clean up the codependency? It's such a good question. So in that particular example, I wanted to be seen as prioritizing Srikala and what he wanted. I was working through something in our relationship, and I was really trying to, I was pretty unconscious that I was doing this, but I was working hard to seem like I was for Shri and wanted what he wanted and wanted what was best for him. But there was a place where I was doing that. It showed up just in terms of the number of bedrooms. I was like, we're looking for a 3 or 4 bedroom house so that Shri can work from home. But I didn't actually like him working from home, actually. And I certainly didn't think it was necessary. And it turned out he didn't either. So I was holding on to this idea of something that Shri needed that I didn't actually want, so I had a push-pull, and that wasn't actually important to him. Like it didn't actually matter to him at the time. So concretely, like in the physical realm, what happened is that as soon as I was just like, okay, then let's look for 2 bedrooms, right? There's other apartments on this beach. Let's look at them. But the physical part isn't, I don't think, what's important. It was the energetics that I had to be willing to say to Shri, I don't actually know that I want you to work from home. Like, I don't know that I really want that. Like, are you open to having a situation where you have your music studio somewhere else? That's how I cleaned up the codependency. And then I had the conversation with him, found out he literally didn't care. At the time, he literally didn't care. I was making it all up. So that was the other side of cleaning up the codependency. I had to own my own mess. And then I had to let him know about it. Let him see the truth of me. And then it turned out, like, it could have been that he was like, oh no, I actually really want my own space. And then we would have had to negotiate that. That would have been fine too. As it happened, he didn't care. And then I had to realize how much I was overworking. That's the codependency. I was overworking. So we ended up finding this place. He's had a music studio the whole time. One of the bedrooms that we have here is his music studio. So it worked out, actually, that he could work here. But in order to find this place, we had to let it go. And when I say we had to let it go, what I mean is not we had to let go of something that we wanted. We had to let go of what we didn't want, that we were holding on because of someone else's ideas that they put into our heads. And the little fun fact, this place was the cheapest place of anything that we saw the entire time that we were in that house hunt a couple years ago. And so within the year, we had saved on this place more than the $30,000 that we lost in the house that we didn't move into. So powerful experience that we applied and saw the benefits of. Final conclusion, now that you kind of know this before and after, the like what not to do and what to do, I want to be clear that this experience has been more uncomfortable. There's no misery here. There's no suffering here. There was a lot of misery and suffering in the previous struggle, right? Like over 2 years ago when we were looking for this place, there was a lot of struggle and misery, a lot of struggle and suffering. There's no struggle and suffering. This whole experience of finding this new home has been easeful, graceful, fast, efficient, aligned. It's like, it's a little disorienting. It's massively uncomfortable. So I want to distinguish between misery or suffering and discomfort. Discomfort is like, wow, what's happening? What? Who are, what? And then staying with it long enough to see what that discomfort is pointing to. What is the next form of your vision leading you towards? Who are you being called to be? What part of yourself is ready to be seen and known and expressed? Because it's here. And it will feel uncomfortable. Don't interpret that discomfort as a sign that you're off track. That's generally a sign that you're on track. And it's been so important to have Shri as my partner to reflect that back to me, to remind me, like, this is normal, right? This is what we do. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We're not here for safety. We're not here for protection. Not really. Not really. We're here for growth. We're here for expansion. We're here to see what is being shown to us. The next level of truth. I feel the same way. Total side note, tangent, but it just came into my heart. I feel the same way about politics right now. I'm not going to go into a whole thing, but I listened to some of the Democratic National Convention and I was so inspired. this contrast that we're experiencing with the pandemic, Black Lives Matter, the economy, those of you that are offended by Trump and everything that he's doing with immigrants and women, it's like there's contrast there that is catalyzing massive change. Massive change. The conversation that's being had around this election is completely different than any conversation I've ever heard before. We are being called to more. What are you being called to? Where is your edge? Where's your edge that you want to lean into? I hope this was fun for you. I'm excited to continue to share the journey. And, here's another example of something that's sort of odd. It's like, I don't have anything to do. Like, I'm telling you guys about it, but there's nothing to do right now. We know that we're leaning into these future selves. So let's close with that exercise, and let's even go into a little meditation. Just close your eyes, unless you're like doing something where that would be dangerous. Close your eyes. And let yourself rest into the truth of who you are and feel massive gratitude and appreciation for who you are now. Who you are now is amazing. Who you are now is beautiful. Who you are now is brilliant. Who you are now is lovable. Who you are now is shining. Who you are now is so, so, so good. Who you are now is everything. And there's more. Who you are now is everything, and there's more. So with full gratitude, look into the future. Whatever future calls you. It could be 2 months, it could be 10 months, it could be 10 years. Trust your first impulse. In your meditation, in your mind's eye, in your body, feel the version of you in that specific future and meet them. Look them in the eye. Feel their body. How are they different from you? And you can use your intention, and you can also use your desire, and you can also use your telepathic channel to tune into this. Like, some of this is coming from you and your will, and some of it's just being given to you. What is about to transform inside you? One of those things in me, which you can play with if you want to, claim as your own, is that this future version of me loves every single financial exchange. She loves paying her rent. She loves getting paid. She loves buying plants. She loves when she spends too much as she loves when she gets a deal. She is unconditional about her feeling phenomenal around every experience with money. What else is your future self here to show you, tell you, transmit to you? What else? You can stay in your meditation, or if you want, you can open your eyes and write some things down. You can write some things down in the chat, and we'll celebrate you. As you play with this relationship, you get to step more and more into the shoes of that future version of you. Hi, Kasha. Like as soon as you imagine him or her or them, you can literally step into their shoes. You're so welcome, Olga. Your capacity to dream it, your capacity to imagine it makes it possible now. I'm not waiting to move into that house to be the one who lives there. I'm choosing that now. Who is she? I'm researching. I'm growing right now so that when I actually set foot in there, I am at ease. It's a reflection. It's already reflecting. We wouldn't have created this opportunity if we weren't ready for it. We're ready. And it's demanding more of us, not in a hard-working way, in a claiming the truth of what we are already capable of way. Acknowledging we already are, that we've been kind of like timid about showing. No, we're doing this now. This is who we are now. Oh, feels so good. Feels so good. Step into that. Step into that now. I'm gonna call somebody out because this is something that I got called out on and it was really helpful. So this is one of those moments. If you feel uncomfortable about this, lean in. If you feel ready to step into your desire, you're not stepping into your desire. You getting ready, you feeling ready, that's not the same as being. And I was excited and ready for so many things that I was not doing. And I was distracting myself from doing them by getting ready. I'm calling you in this moment. As you claim your future self, you're not waiting anymore. You're doing it now. So yes, I'm ready to step into my desire. But immediately after that, what is that desire? This, I am an expert. I'm sharing my expertise. Yes, fuck, yes, Jill, yes. Yes, Tamar, yes. Not getting ready. You don't need to get ready. The opportunity is happening because you're ready. The clarity, the vision, the dream, the insight, the desire, the hunger, it's happening because you're ready. You're already ready. Do the thing. Be the one. Step into it now. Right this second. Right this second. What does it look like? Yeah. Vibration changing. Yes. Yeah. Feeling the flame. Woo. It should light you up. Yes. That's it. You're feeling it. You're doing it. Let's come back next week and keep going. Tell me in the comments your biggest insight, your favorite moment from this live. I want to know what you guys are taking away, and it will help you to write it down. Let's go deeper. Let's take this deeper. Right? We're using the social media platform to connect across the globe. This is not about engagement numbers. This is not about increasing followers. This is about actually building relationships that serve you. Lean in with me. Lean in with me. Let's go deeper. Tell me what you're taking away. Tell me what's landing. Tell me your favorite moments. Tell me your big insights. Ronnie, asking myself what part needs to be seen. I'm reading all your comments right now and also after. Kate, welcome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to be here with you guys today. Thank you, Dorta. Thank you. Beautiful, Simone. So happy to hear that. Yes, Satnam 529. Always, I've been taught to prepare and feel ready before jumping in while I've already known what is true and how I'm able. Fuck yes. You are beautiful too. Discomfort is a great sign. Asking ourselves, how am I codependent? Where am I compromising? Because we all are. Totally. We're like taught to do it. Oh, hi, Kristen. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, can y'all feel it? We all know each other. Y'all know each other. This is like, this is us. Let's do this thing. Yes. Yes. Do it now, Kat. You got it. Thinking about it is not doing it. That's true, Ronnie. Great insight. Great insight. I could stay here with you guys all day. I can't wait to see you again next week. I love you. I love you as you are. I love you as you are becoming. We're all in this together. We are all growing together. We are all reaching for more together. There is more for us here. You can have what you want. You can have what you have. You can have more. There is more for you. Have it. Claim it. Be it. Soak up the nectar. And recognize that the good feelings that you're having right now, those are from you. You chose that. You created that. You leaned in this direction. Eat it. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love you guys so much. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back here live next Wednesday at noon Pacific. Still streaming from here. More updates on the move as we go. I love you guys so much.